What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. Now, I said it in a video before and a couple of times on Facebook, I bought myself a PlayStation Vita about 2 or 3 months ago. And yeah, since then I've had quite a few requests to make a video on it, review the system itself. And yeah, I actually noticed, you know, how I have been playing on that for a few months now, but I actually haven't talked about it at all in videos or something. So yeah, I thought it would be good to kind of like give you my impressions on the whole, you know, the whole platform and what I think about it. So yeah, to kind of start off the gameplay, of course, as you can see, it's taken with my camera off screen, so yeah, it's not like full HD and stuff, but yeah, of course, that's the only way I can capture it for now, and I'm not planning to do any videos on the Vita, of course, but or well, I mean, not many videos in the future. So you know, I thought that for once this would be good, and yeah, I thought that, you know, if I were to take PlayStation 3 gameplay, that wouldn't be very relevant. So I guess this is the way to do it, and yeah, but it still looks quite good, I thought. So you can probably you know, still see what exactly the games look like. You know, if the graphics are as good as many people say they are. Because yeah, I definitely think they are. But yeah, let me just start off and talk about the system itself. Now, first of all, why did I buy the PS Vita? It was actually quite an impulsive purchase. I think that's the word. You know, I mean, I don't know, I was looking into PlayStation Plus again. I used to be a PlayStation Plus member when that service actually first started, you know, so the first like 3 or 6 months I was a PlayStation Plus member, but after that never really like, you know, extended my subscription to the service. But now with the PlayStation 4 coming up, you know, I thought that I should become a member again, because of course you will have to have PlayStation Plus if you want to play online on PS4. And then in the like discount section, I saw that Uncharted Golden Abyss, a game that I always wanted to play, of course, because I'm a big Uncharted fan. I saw that that game was free now for the PS Vita if you were a PS Plus member. And then with the whole price drop, you know, I saw a Vita like in a store that I always go to. You know, I saw it for like 200 euros, so that's also $200 or something. And you know, I just thought, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. You know, I always wanted to play on a Vita. I was a big fan of the PSP, actually, played a lot on that, but that was before I actually got my PlayStation 3. It's not that I really always wanted a Vita, but I just thought it would be nice to get myself one, and yeah, so I could play Uncharted Golden Abyss, because even though it isn't made by Naughty Dog, you know, it's still an Uncharted game, so I just wanted to see for myself, you know, what the game was like, and yeah, if it was any decent. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the reason I bought my Vita. And now to talk about the system itself. Now, let me start off with the functionality of the whole, you know, the whole system itself. I think that's one of the great parts, because you know, I bought it for 200 euros, like I said, and I have a cell phone, a Samsung Galaxy S3, that's my own cell phone. And you know, what is the price for that? I think it's something like 400 or 500. So if you just compare the PS Vita with a smartphone like that, you know, then you can see that a lot of the functionality is just the same. And you know, a cell phone doesn't have too much what the PS Vita doesn't have, except for just the whole telephone, you know, function that you can call people, of course. I mean, I think it's great that even though the PS Vita is meant for playing like console quality games on a handheld, that it still has apps like Facebook, that it still has apps like YouTube, you know, that it has a touchscreen, that it's easily, you can easily navigate through the menus and stuff. And yeah, I think it just feels really good, and I'm really happy with that, because like I said, the price difference is pretty big. So for the people who don't have a smartphone, and I know that there are still quite a lot of people who just don't have a smartphone or something like that, then this could be a pretty good replacement for that, I would say. That actually has all those functions that, you know, many people might miss because they don't have a smartphone. So yeah, for those of you, I would definitely recommend it to you, because yeah, you know, if you also want to play good games and you want that functionality, then definitely get a Vita for that. To kind of like talk about the system itself, the buttons and stuff, I think the buttons feel really good. They're really solid. Actually, I personally find them better than the buttons on the PlayStation controller, on the DualShock 3. I don't know, they just, like I said, feel very solid. Joysticks though, of course the PS Vita has a left and right joystick, so you can, it's very similar to a normal console controller that way. But I feel like the joysticks are maybe a bit too small. Still, I can understand that it's a handheld, you can't make them too big. but I don't know, like it's not really too precise, but you know, it'll do, you know, it's decent, it definitely is. And then the touchscreen I think is quite good. It's not exactly comparable to, like, for example, an iPhone or Apple device touchscreens. I always think that those are probably the best ones, but it's definitely very comparable and it works very well. So yeah, no complaints there, no complaints about the overall build of the system, which once again I think is just really good considering, you know, the whole price point of the thing. Only 200 euros right now. That's not really a lot. So one of the other great things about it, I think, is all the PlayStation functionality. Like, it has the PS Store, it has a friends list, and it has trophies and stuff. You can all check that out, which is one of the things I really missed on my PSP. You know, it had that X and B menu, and it felt like you were playing on a portable PlayStation 3. You know, but it didn't have a friend list, and it didn't have trophies, I believe, but the Vita does, so I think, yeah, that's definitely a great thing. I used to be a pretty big, trophy collector. I'm not really right now anymore, because I just simply don't have time anymore to really get trophies and get the platinums on games. But yeah, still, it's great to get trophies and stuff, of course, and you can just compare that with, with your friends, and you can send your friends on PS3 messages and stuff, which is great. And then there's the memory card. Now, I myself bought a memory card of 8 GB with it, and yeah, the games are of pretty decent size. I think that for a handheld, it's just great to download all your games digitally and not have them in like these memory sticks, because yeah, you want to take your handheld with you, and you don't want to take all the games with you, in my eyes at least. So most of the games are about 200 MB if you take indie games, and then there's some, you know, quite big games will be at around 500 megabytes to 1 gigabyte. The biggest game I have is Uncharted Golden Abyss, and that is about 3 gigabytes. So you can already see that takes a lot of your space. You know, a game like that will have that. But yeah, of course, I mean, with PlayStation Plus you can upload your saves to the cloud, and then, for example, when I will fully beat Uncharted, I will simply delete that game, but I still keep my save file, and then yeah, the free you know, space is there again. So yeah, that's great. Now, like I said, PlayStation Plus to me is definitely something you want to get with your Vita. Me personally, I'm not really looking to buy a lot of games for my Vita, because, you know, a lot of the console quality games like Killzone or FIFA or I don't know, Call of Duty, whatever, that's actually quite a shitty game, I heard, but yeah, I mean, those are like 30 to 50 euros or dollars. That can be quite expensive. It's very comparable to a PlayStation 3 game or PlayStation 4. And I definitely think that in terms of quality, you know, still the console games will be better in that aspect. But I mean, with PlayStation Plus you get so many great games. Like, I already have Uncharted Golden Abyss. I already have Urban Trial Freestar, I think that game is called, which is pretty much a Trials-like game, you know. What did I get as well? Lego Lord of the Rings, Gravity Rush, which I haven't played yet, but I believe is a great game. So, you know, I already have 4 or 5 games. Actually bought 2 little more games, Limbo and Hotline Miami, because they were only like 3 euros at the moment. So that's a great price, and I just had to get them for that price. So I already have about 5 or 6 games now, mostly because of PlayStation Plus. So I definitely think that's a service you will want to have, you know, if you don't want to keep buying games and just want to get free games every month, which are of pretty good quality at minimal, you know. Now, how well do the games work? Now, let me take Uncharted as an example here. I think that if you compare Uncharted Golden Abyss with the other 3 Uncharted games, then I would say it's the worst one, to be honest. I mean, it is the longest one, which is great, but just the overall quality isn't similar. Still, it's really good for a handheld, you know, if you take that in mind. Graphics look amazing, almost, you know, or I mean, very close to, for example, Uncharted Drake's Fortune on PS3. I think the graphics look very close to that, but of course the resolution is lower, so yeah, you're not gonna have as good as, you know, quality as PS3 games. And like I said, I think the joysticks are a bit too small, so when I'm in shootouts or stuff, then I tend to die quite a lot, because it just isn't too precise, and a lot of the mechanics just don't really work with these really small buttons and stuff. But I mean, it works decently, and it's definitely comparable to console, but just simply not as good. So if you're used to your console, then you will see that it's just not as good. It comes quite close to it, but it's just not on the same level. I also don't like how a lot of these games are forcing you to use the touchscreen and stuff. For example, in Uncharted, there's these like charcoal things that you have to rub with your finger, you know, over the screen, and I'm just like, that's a bit unnecessary. And if I want to play a game that is really close to a console game, that's not stuff that I really want to do, you know. That's something you do when you have a touch-only game or something like that. Now in the end, the conclusion, you know, if I recommend you to get the PS Vita, I would say that if you're looking for these really quality games that are very close to console games, then yeah, definitely get it, because that's something that the PS Vita offers. Doesn't have too many games yet, of course, so I hope we will see a lot more of those. You know, right now there's Uncharted and there's Killzone and Tearaways coming up, which is going to be great. You know, those are the games I really want to play on that. And also the small indie games I think are great to play on it. You know, if you look at a game like Hotline Miami, I played, you know, a bit of it. It just works really well with the Vita, and maybe even better than with the PS3 or something like that. And yeah, I think the screen is great. Of course, there's this new model now for the PS Vita, which will have an LCD screen instead of an OLED. And yeah, you will probably see the difference there, but I find the OLED screen on the normal PS Vita to be really, really good. So for that, I definitely recommend you to get it. But a lot of people who travel a lot, you know, they will already be fine with a normal smartphone, because they're already going to be busy with watching videos on YouTube or their Facebook or something like that. And when they want to play a game, then they will most likely already be fine with just, you know, playing a standard iOS or Android game, you know, on it, and they are not really looking for these really, you know, close to console-like games. And yeah, I think that's kind of like the threat for the PS Vita, is that, you know, how many people actually are looking for a device like this? I don't know about that. Please let me know what you think about the PS Vita, if you own one, if you've seen, or I mean, what you just think of it overall. Why are you not getting it, or why did you get one? Will you get one in the future? Just let me know that. What type of gamer are you? Are you someone who travels a lot and is looking for those, you know, those really big games that you can only find on a handheld like this? Please just let me know that, so I know how many people are actually interested in a system like that, because I'm really interested in that. So yeah, like I said, let me know that, and then I thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.